Tyler and Zoe thought they could keep their secret hidden behind late-night excuses and stolen moments. But guilt doesn't stay quiet forever. As suspicion grows in their homes, the lies begin to unravel faster than they can control. The moment of truth comes with raw confrontations, where tears, anger, and silence hit harder than any words. What once felt like love turns into a heavy chain dragging them into regret. Tyler sat in his car, engine running, waiting. His hands gripped the steering wheel, though he wasn't nervous about driving. He was nervous about who he was waiting for. Zoe. She was late, but that was normal. She always came with 1,000 excuses, and he always accepted them. When her car finally pulled up, Tyler felt his chest tight. Mark started to notice. He wasn't a suspicious man by nature, but he wasn't blind either. Zoe had new habits. She checked her phone constantly. She smiled at random, then quickly erased it. And when she hugged him, her body felt stiff, like she was holding something back. Amy noticed changes in Tyler too. He had new cologne, clothes she didn't remember buying, and a faraway look in his eyes when she tried to talk to him. Sometimes, she found him staring out the window late at night, lost in thought. The pressure built like a storm. Tyler and Zoe wanted to believe they could keep their secret hidden forever, but secrets rot. Tyler started dreaming of Amy crying, her face blurred with betrayal. Zoe woke up in the middle of the night, guilt pressing on her chest like a stone. At their next meeting, Zoe's hands shook as she held her coffee. "We can't keep this up," she whispered. Tyler stared at her, his jaw tight. "I know," he said, but neither of them moved. Neither of them left. They just sat there, trapped between desire and destruction. The guilt didn't just stay in their minds. It leaked into their homes. Amy found herself checking Tyler's phone while he showered. She never found anything, but her suspicion grew like poison. Mark, meanwhile, followed Zoe one evening, pretending he had errands. He stopped when he saw her car parked outside the cafe. He didn't confront her, not yet, but a seed of rage was planted. Tyler felt the walls closing in. He wanted Zoe, but he couldn't ignore Amy's soft questions. "Do you love me? Are you happy?" Each time he lied. Zoe felt the same weight when Mark asked if she was okay. She nodded, smiled, kissed him goodnight, and cried silently into her pillow when he fell asleep. The next time Tyler and Zoe met, their conversation wasn't light. It was heavy, suffocating. Zoe said, "Do you ever think about what happens when they find out?" Tyler clenched his jaw. "They won't." But his voice lacked conviction. For the first time, they didn't kiss when they said goodbye. They just sat in silence until Zoe finally stood and walked away, her shoulders trembling. Tyler stayed behind, staring at the empty chair, realizing silence was becoming louder than love. The unraveling came fast. Amy confronted Tyler one night. "Who is she?" she demanded, her voice sharp with pain. Tyler froze. He didn't ask how she knew. He didn't deny it. He just lowered his eyes, and that silence told Amy everything she needed. She cried so hard it shook the walls. Tyler reached for her, but she shoved him away. At the same time, Mark confronted Zoe. He had followed her again, this time walking right into the cafe. He saw them sitting together, saw the guilt on her face when she looked up. When they got home, he exploded. "How long, Zoe? How long have you been making a fool out of me?" She broke down, but her tears did nothing to calm his anger. Tyler and Zoe met again, desperate, clinging to each other like drowning souls. But this time, there was no sweetness, no thrill, only fear, shame, and panic. "We can't do this anymore," Zoe said, her voice broken. Tyler agreed, but the words cut through him like knives. They left separately, like strangers, the taste of endings heavy in the air. The days after were worse than the affair itself. Tyler slept on the couch. Amy didn't speak to him except when necessary. The silence between them felt like a graveyard. He tried to explain, tried to say he was sorry, but the damage had already burned too deep. Zoe faced her own storm. Mark's anger turned cold, sharp. He didn't scream anymore. He just stopped seeing her, stopped touching her, stopped believing in her. The man she married became a stranger, and she had made it that way. Tyler and Zoe didn't meet again, but they thought of each other constantly. Not with love anymore, but with regret. They had built something out of lies, and lies don't hold. The thrill was gone, replaced with ashes. One night, Tyler dreamed of Zoe. In the dream, they were sitting at the cafe, smiling, holding hands like nothing was wrong. But when he looked closer, their hands turned to dust and blew away in the wind. He woke up gasping, alone on the couch, realizing dreams were all they had left. Months passed. The marriages limped forward, but nothing was ever the same. Amy stayed with Tyler, but her eyes never softened. Mark stayed with Zoe, but his silence was louder than anger. They lived under the same roofs but in different worlds, bound by duty, shattered by betrayal. Tyler and Zoe became ghosts in each other's lives. They passed each other once in the grocery store, carts crossing for just a second. Their eyes met, full of memories, guilt, and the weight of everything they had destroyed. Neither of them spoke. Neither of them smiled. They just moved past, as if the world demanded they erase each other completely. And yet, deep inside, they knew. No matter how many years passed, no matter how hard they tried to bury it, their secret lived in the cracks of their souls. A reminder that desire can build fast, but guilt always lingers longer. In the end, Tyler and Zoe weren't lovers. Not anymore. They weren't friends. They were simply shadows, carrying a story too heavy to tell, too dangerous to repeat, and too unforgettable to forget. The guilt had destroyed them, and it stayed long after the love was gone.